How does being deep in the ocean as a U.S. Navy diver feel? A lot of people talk about how they feel claustrophobic in the water. I kind of feel the opposite, and I'm happy to share my experience. There's endless space everywhere. I remember a particular dive at dusk. It was getting dark and I descended to 80 feet in 450 feet of water and used my sonar equipment to locate a mine shape, a fake mine for testing and research, for a test we were doing. I located the mine and grabbed onto the chain attached to the mine and looked down. The rest of the equipment plunged into absolute darkness. All I could feel was the vast expanse all around me, and I got the feeling that I might fall. I just remember holding on to that chain and feeling like an endless fall was imminent. I snapped back into focus, finished up the job, and went home. U.S. Navy divers are responsible for going underwater to carry out naval operations such as ship repairs and retrieval of ship wreckage. These naval crew members are also responsible for escorting astronauts when they land in space capsules in the middle of the sea. For some operations, they have to dive quite deep into the sea, and to successfully carry out such operations, there is a special technique these divers employ. In space, air pressure dwindles to zero. At sea level, however, that air pressure is pushing down on your body at 15 pounds per square inch. The further you descend, the more that pressure increases. There are other dangers too. Rip currents are strong, flowing ocean currents that can pull a person away from shore and out into the open ocean. Shark attacks are rare, but when they do happen, they can be deadly. U.S. Navy divers seem afraid of nothing and dive to 610 meters depth-wise with ease. U.S. Navy divers are some of the planet's leading professionals in underwater activities such as undersea repairs, maintenance, and building development. A U.S. Navy diver could be an enlisted recruit or a naval officer. Either way, he or she must be qualified and later on become well-versed into diving into the sea and performing underwater salvage operations. There are several missions a Navy diver can be assigned to during the course of their careers while using a wide range of diving facilities in the harshest of environments. They could be tasked with rescuing crew members or equipment aboard a submarine, performing underwater repair activities on a ship, constructing and welding deep in the ocean, and retrieving and salvaging body parts of ships. U.S. Navy divers can also be tasked with search and rescue missions for either military or civilian organizations. They are technical experts for diving activities carried out by special warfare and explosive ordnance disposal. One of the numerous fascinating aspects of Navy divers is their motto, "We dive the world over," which is quite true. As part of their jobs, divers can be stationed in any area of the world. Sometimes they're assigned to cold and dirty waters where they can only complete their missions by feeling and touching. Other times they find themselves in warm and tropical seas that support them in carrying out undersea photography. For a Navy diver to reach a depth of 610 meters, he or she must be geared up with an atmospheric diving suit or an atmospheric diving system. An atmospheric diving system is a compact submersible that looks like armor with intricate joints to allow bending. An average atmospheric diving suit entails a copper helmet and surface-supplied gear. The one-man suit is designed to maintain an internal pressure of 1 atm. The suit can be used for dives reaching as deep as 700 meters for several hours. These suits are quite essential in attaining such ocean depths. They are designed to be able to withstand the enormous water pressure at such depths and isolate divers from high ambient pressures, thus allowing a Navy diver to function at the standard atmospheric pressure. Thanks to atmospheric diving suits, Navy divers are not exposed to health issues arising from the intake of highly pressurized gases and generally the risk associated with deep-sea diving. There is no need for delicate gas mixtures with the aid of an atmospheric diving system. However, these suits can be quite costly and require complex logistics. They also reduce the dexterity of the diver. Going underwater makes a U.S. Navy diver prone to several occupational hazards. Although these hazards can be controlled by the level of skills and training the diver has, the kind of equipment used, and the type of breathing gases in use, being a Navy diver is still a dangerous job. Several health and safety rules and regulations are in place to guide Navy divers' activities. A Navy diver's health is at risk when he or she goes deep-sea diving. Many physiological dangers can be encountered in the process. While breaking the surface of the sea, a diver is subjected to changes in breathing, circulation, fluid stability, and the renal system. Divers also undergo a physiological response known as cold shock response when they suddenly infiltrate the cold sea environment. The instantaneous shock of the cold water can result in involuntary inhalation and heart attack as a result of vasoconstriction. Ultimately, this response can lead to death. There's also hypothermia, which U.S. Navy divers can encounter in deep waters. Like other occupations in the U.S. Navy, interested individuals must go through a great deal and length to become a Navy diver. Once they have finished their recruit training, or perhaps they are accepted into the program via the fleet, recruits must go through the diver preparation course at the Naval Training Center, Great Lakes. The course lasts for a span of 32 days, 20 of which will focus on fundamental electrical and engineering knowledge. That is not all these diving recruits must go through. Next, they must complete the second-class dive school. The school is held at the Naval Diving and Salvage Training Center in Panama City, Florida. The 70-day training covers everything from basic gas laws in diving to diving physics and medicine, to the application of all diving equipment to perform underwater operations. Every year, the Naval Diving and Salvage Training Center welcomes about 1,300 students who are provided with 22 distinct courses. These students eventually carry out a total of 10,000 dives during the course of their training. Graduates of the second-class dive school are stationed at salvage and repair vessels, taken to aviation water survival centers, assigned to mobile diving and salvage units, or trained to provide EOD SEAL support. After going through the second-class dive school, recruits go for fleet training. Here, they learn how to improve their diving and salvage skills. Recruits looking to become diving medical officers and diving medical technicians also attend fleet training sessions. After at least 2 years of experience at sea, divers return to the Naval Diving and Salvage Training Center for advanced training to become first-class divers or master divers. Becoming a first-class diver entails being subjected to 12 weeks of several intense drills and tests. During the 3 months, the center conducts evaluations to determine which divers are qualified for becoming master divers, a position that is quite hard to attain in the U.S. Navy. Diving is a much more complicated process than it looks, which is why Navy divers go through so much training before becoming master divers. Ordinarily, a diver goes underwater and becomes exposed to high ambient pressure. Such conditions affect the maximum depth at which a diver can go and how long he or she can stay at such depth. Accordingly, several pieces of diving equipment have been created to support humans when we dive and allow us to appropriately carry out diving operations. Being a member of the United States Navy is tasking. There are so many life-threatening operations and working conditions these crews must endure and see through. Therefore, it's only expected that they are some of the most recognized and respected occupations in the country. Each member of the U.S. Navy plays a great role in keeping the entire country safe. That's all on the special techniques U.S. Navy divers use to reach depths of 610 meters at sea. Before you exit the video, please help us by clicking the thumbs up button below the video. What do you think about the atmospheric diving suit? Let us know in the comment section right below. Please feel free to subscribe and explore the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.